More than 100,000 people live in the region around the Bin El Ouedan Reservoir Lake in the Atlas Mountains. Life is hard here. Many would like to move away, if they could. People like this farmer. His fields overlook the reservoir, some 1,000 meters above sea level. Idris Bakour could no longer make a living farming, so he decided to become a fisherman, like his father before him.
I wouldn't want my son to become a farmer like I did. It was too hard. At least fishing provides us with more of an income than we used to have.
Bakour is the spokesman for a local fishing cooperative. It's joined forces with the Moroccan Forestry Authority to launch a campaign against people moving away. The initiative is supported by the German aid agency GIZ. Members meet regularly to discuss issues such as fish stocks and quotas.
We started out by completely reorganizing the fishing industry because it wasn't regulated at all. People would just go out on their fishing boats. But now they've founded a collective. The organization has a hand in combating poaching. It sets out rules for when people can go fishing, taking spawning season into account. When it's spawning season for the black bass, for example, fishermen aren't allowed to catch them.
The reservoir was built in the mid-1950s. It used to be a small mountain lake with two inflows. The plateau used to be home to a range of far greater biodiversity. Over the years, heavy rainfall and flooding uprooted the area's vegetation. The rivers narrowed, and in time, fish stocks dropped dramatically. The nearby fishery went to rack and ruin.
Trout functions as a biological indicator of the health of its environment. Once climate change set in, trout started to disappear from the region.
The Fishing Collective's project includes a fish breeding station down in the valley. Trout and carp are bred here on the edge of town. Once they're a few weeks old, they're released into the reservoir. That's what Idris Bakour is doing today. He'll be releasing about 100 fish into the lake. The point is to boost the diversity of fish in its waters.
I'm so glad that we have a fish breeding station here. It's a great help because fish stocks in the reservoir are on the decline.
The closer one gets to Rabat, Morocco's capital, the more modern everything looks. Nearly half the population still lives from agriculture. Staff at the Environment Ministry in Rabat are learning how to go about raising money for environmental protection initiatives. Morocco desperately needs funds for environmental conservation efforts in the Atlas Mountains. Even the minister herself takes part.
Morocco is very vulnerable to climate change. We are seeing temperatures climb, so we're fighting drought in many parts of the country. Further problems include desertification, erosion, and natural disasters.
The harvests in the valleys of the Atlas Mountains are increasingly scant. There are few young people left in the region. Most of them head to the cities as soon as they can. The fishing project based at the reservoir is also looking to boost tourism. For now, only about 100 visitors make it to the remote mountainous region per year. Fishing tourism is hardly lucrative, not least because there's no infrastructure to support it. Gregory Senecot is an intrepid tourist from France. He's a huge fishing enthusiast and comes here regularly. He loves the beauty and tranquility.
This carp weighs about 5 kilos and would have been swimming at a depth of about 7 meters. I used corn as a bait. I love it here. It's very relaxing. The sun is great. It's lovely here.
He also appreciates the traditional Moroccan hospitality. Locals even help him pitch his tent. But for the time being at least, there isn't enough tourism to improve the local standard of living. The situation might improve once fish stocks have been replenished and can provide locals with a livelihood. Then they'll be less likely to move away. And then, hopefully, more visitors will come to explore this beautiful but troubled corner of Morocco.